Do you have a door in your home that's always open and you want it to close itself just like that? It's super easy. For about $10 or $11 on Amazon, you can get a self-closing door hinge and install it yourself in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm telling you, this is something you can do. Check it out in this video now. On the other side of this wall is a kind of a sunroom. There's just a lot of windows, not a lot of insulation. It's an add-on to the home originally, and so this door here is almost always open because this is kind of like we've designated as our dog's room and like the mud room where we put shoes and stuff. But it's always colder than everywhere else. So because of that, and there's no ventilation and stuff in there because it's an add-on, I'd like this door to stay kind of closed, but I would like my dogs to be able to push it open because we do have a dog door so they can get in and out of outside. So if they can just push this door open and like use their nose to open it from the other side, that'd be great. And so I'm gonna add a hinge kit. I found a hinge kit for about $11 on Amazon. And so we're gonna install a spring-loaded hinge on this door here today. You only have to replace one of the hinges with this spring-loaded one, but this is what you get right here. This guy here, a little piece of brass. Now, when you're picking yours out, look at your hinges. Is your hinge rounded or square, or more square? Or mine is definitely rounded, so I went with one that has a rounded hinge. Hopefully, that's all I'm gonna need for this guy. Inside the box, we do get new screws for mounting it on the door. We get a couple of pins here and an Allen screw and the hinge itself, as well as instructions on how to install it, because this is adjustable. There's a spring that is adjustable. If you look here, using different holes makes this a different amount of spring in the hinge. Let's go ahead and start by taking off. I'm gonna do the middle hinge here. We're just gonna go ahead and take off that middle hinge. There we go. Now I imagine we'll start with the exact same thing in the reverse order here. We'll start by just throwing this guy in there, and it looks like our holes all line up pretty dang close, if not exactly. This hinge may be a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and throw some screws in and see what we can do here. I'm going to use the new hardware that came with it. This kit does come with wood screws and metal screws, depending on if you're going into a metal door or a wood frame door. We're going to be using these wood screws here. In my situation, the frame side fit perfect, but the door side not so much. Let's check that out. It looks like my wooden door here is a little bit, it's not quite cut out quite big enough for this hinge. So I'm going to pull out a box cutter or razor knife. And we're just going to trace around it real quick here. Luckily, this is a soft core door, and so I'm going to be able to trim all this extra off fairly easily. You can see there's just a little bit that needs to be removed. Perfect. Now, we've got the hinge installed, but as you can see, it's not closing the door. So we now need to install the pin and calibrate it all. The rest of it we're going to have to do from the other side of the door. To engage the tension and to calibrate it, you'll need three things. You'll need your Allen driver that goes up here. We'll put it right there. And then you'll need this pin. One side is tapered and the other side is flat. You'll want to make sure you're using the tapered end. And then you'll need your final pin. It's got a little cap on the end and everything. So what we're gonna do is, it just depends on which way you want the door to close or open. You can even set this up to keep a door open if you want. But you'll start here and you'll engage this spring here. And then you can put that pin in. This, I can tell right now, it's gonna close the door that way, which means that the door is being pulled open. So I know I already went the wrong direction here. So I'm gonna pull that out. And then we're gonna go in here and turn it a couple of times this way. You can see the spring is fighting against my thumb. It's pushing that way. So we're gonna use this throw our pin in here. There we go. And if we need to go tighter, we can grab this and do another turn. However, if we think that's right, we can use our little pin here. This is going to be some trial and error. You're going to grab your little pin, throw it in the hole all the way until it grabs in like that. And now what you'll do is you'll open the door and then let go and let it close itself. If it closes the way you want it to, great. But if you want it to be closed tighter, like you can see there's still a little bit of gap, it didn't close all the way, we can come in here. And this is a really easy one because it's just a little bit of adjustment, but you can go in here, and since there's one in there, you can say, oh, well, we need to go further. So we throw this pin in, pull that pin out, and then we can pull this even further to then throw that littler pin here in further down. So we'll throw this little pin in, make sure it's in all the way. It may have trouble getting in, it might get caught because there's a hole on both sides of this cylinder that it's got to pass through. But now I got a position where I think I want it. Open the door, let it go. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. And as you can see, in as little as about 15 minutes, you get yourself a self-closing door. It took about 10 minutes to do the install. That included with a camera. You might be able to do it even faster when you're not filming. You literally just replace one of your hinges and then tighten down that screw on the back and you're good to go. Super easy. $10 or $11 on Amazon, totally worth it. Make sure you're getting the right shape of hinge for your home, and well, that should do it. I'll link this down in the description below. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so using those links do help to support this channel with no additional cost to you. Again, when I bought mine, it was about $10, so prices do fluctuate, but it's super affordable for something as simple as that. That's gonna save me much more than $10 in my power and gas bill trying to keep the house warm or cool in the summertime. And if you have questions, leave those in the comments below. I try to respond to all comments on my videos, so if you, again, any questions at all, leave those in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Share this with somebody you think needs a self-closing door, and show them how easy it is to install. And we'll see you guys in the next one.